Good afternoon, gang. Thank you very much for joining me today. Well, the rise of the fake dating profile. We knew it was going to happen. Women are already using photo filters to take their pictures. But when that's not working well enough, they're actually uploading their images into AI and having AI fix some of the issues, make their hair look better, fix the background of the photo, and basically put that out as it represents themselves. And they're doing this in dating profiles, and they're doing this in, of course, online content, which we knew would happen, but it's now being used by older content creators to stay youthful looking and relevant. And basically they're keeping their body kind of the same, especially if they have a nice body, but they're getting rid of the wrinkles and the other marks on their faces so they can try to stay relevant and scam people out of money. That's happening. So I'm going to talk about that today. The other thing we're going to talk about, just because it's not good enough for a long segment, but I do want to tack this on at the end of this video, is the Winter Olympics. They had 10,000 rappers for the gentlemen, let's say, 10,000 rappers to help prevent pregnancy. Because for some reason, YouTube, I got to keep this YouTube friendly. YouTube doesn't like the word Jimmy. It doesn't like the C word, as it were. You can see on the screen what I'm talking about. They went through 10,000 candy wrappers in just 72 hours. And when we get into the numbers of that, you're going to lose all faith in humanity. That's basically as simple as I can put it. Guys, before we get into the main video, let's hear from today's sponsor, Black Forest Supplements. You need to be drinking hot cocoa every single morning. Yep, hot cocoa. If you partied hard in your 20s, like I did, or you're getting on in your years, like I am, then you'll definitely want to listen to this. A Harvard study came out that said that flavanols in cocoa could actually stimulate your stem cells to come out of your bone marrow and go into all the places you need to be fixed, like your heart, your liver, your kidneys, all the places that take the major beatings. Now, it's not just any cocoa. This stuff is processed and created to keep the best parts in, the flavanols that stimulate stem cells to repair your body, and those are normally destroyed with regular cocoa processing. Now, if you're having doubts, listen to what Brian Johnson, one of the most talked about biohackers in the world, says about cocoa.
The list of benefits of cocoa is really long. We're going to include the links to the studies below so you can read them for yourself. But just know it's good for brain health, including executive function and long-term memory, heart health, cholesterol, mood. It's a very long list. It's why it's made the cut. It's one of the best foods we eat.
So the truth is, it's super hard to find a true, genuine cocoa powder, organic cocoa powder, that has the flavanols and the flavonoids still intact until now. Most regular chocolate products have around 50 milligrams of inactive flavanols, but Black Forest Supplements has developed their high flavanol cocoa, which delivers 1,200 milligrams of active cocoa compounds per serving. This helps boost your nitric oxide, which helps you open up your blood vessels to pump more healthy blood. This, of course, plays a huge role on your heart health. Just get a scoop of this stuff and put it in your coffee or your tea. I add a little cream, which the fat helps break down the powder a little better. And the improved blood flow, that actually matters, because in massive long-term human studies involving over 20,000 participants, cocoa flavanols were associated with roughly a 30% reduction in cardiovascular-related deaths. Also, I encourage you, when you click the link and purchase this for your first time, to read the 5-star reviews first. Real people, real results, and the link's right there. Black Forest just launched their President's Day deal of the year, buy one, get one free, store-wide, even on their best-selling cocoa formula for 48 hours only. Cocoa prices are skyrocketing, so they're essentially breaking even just to get this into people's hands. We can't depend on big pharma or processed junk to protect our health. The science is clear. So if you've ever been thinking about trying it, this is the moment. Hit the link in the description or pinned comment down below and stock up before this disappears. That's blackforestsupplements.com/Bachelor, and make sure to use Bachelor at checkout to get your discount. And now back to our regularly scheduled program, me. So here's one of the women in question, and you can see in the center is her actual real photo. The hair looks close, but her eyebrows are a little bit different. You can see under her right eye, she's got what looks to be either a scar or some sort of like a baggy eye thing going on. She's got the wrinkles up here, which we all get as you age a little bit. And she's got a little bit of the wrinkles in the neck and things like that. Well, this is her real photo in the center, and this is what she uploaded to a dating profile on either side. And she met with a guy, and within 15 minutes, he said, wait a minute, something's going on. You faked something here. So this comes from Doge News. If you're a straight dude, she needs your opinion on something, and she's just going to ask us very flatly what we think of this. Now, I'll tell you what I think of it. It's fakery. Just like, because women know their looks are what matters the most to men, that although I don't think guys are doing the same thing. Maybe they are. Maybe guys are putting themselves through filters. I'm not sure, but it's a possibility. But it's another way you're going to get catfished online if you manage to actually meet with somebody.
Okay, wait, I am so pissed off. I just got home from a date. The guy walked out literally 10 minutes into our date. If you're a straight man, I need your opinion on this desperately because I think I'm right and clearly he thinks that he's right. So we matched on Hinge and I have really good photos of myself on Hinge. A few of them are AI generated. They look exactly like me. While we were out on our coffee / like walking date, within like the first 15 minutes, he asked me where one of my photos was taken. I'm not a liar, so I said that it was an AI generated photo. And he said, yeah, I don't think we're a match. And he left. That seems so dramatic to me. And also, like, everyone is using AI generated photos. If they look like you, who cares? The ones I use with Dream Lens look exactly like me. They're not like the crappy ChatGPT ones. So what is the difference? Who cares? I don't know. If you're a straight man, let me know. What do you?
Now, the reason why I brought this up is because she says everybody's using it. And then here some woman, and I don't think she's like an edgelord techie type person, right? She's talking about using different AI models. She knows the AI models. She's actually looked into this. It's not like this is something on your phone. She literally goes through and says it's better than the Chat GPT or whatever one she says. Listen to this again.
Everyone is using AI generated photos. If they look like you, who cares? The ones I use with Dream Lens look exactly like me. They're not like the crappy ChatGPT ones.
So Dreamins and Chat GPT that she said she used, this is actually effort. This isn't just picking up your phone and saying, oh, I'll use a photo filter real quick. They're going into actual AI generative models to replace themselves in photos. So yes, of course, the guy bailed on this. I started digging around a little bit, and this is an image that somebody put out, and you can see the little star symbol down there in the bottom left. I believe that is Gemini's symbol. So if you were to ask me, without that little symbol in the bottom, if you say, okay, is this a real photo of a woman or is it AI? Well, the skin looks slightly modeled. It looks like there's, little moles and things like that on the skin. She's got the septum piercing. She's got a little bit too much eye makeup. Her mascara looks a tiny bit, caked on there. The eyebrows are a little bit off. If you were to really put me to the test and say, is this real or not? I'd probably say it's real. Well, come to find out, this is 100% AI. There's no person even modeling in here. Then you've got other things like this. So this Mira, she is a professional overthinker, as she says in her profile. She said, online dating is confusing. How do you choose the right way to look? And she shows an example in here, and this was the resulting photo. Now, this is a real person, though, and here's the line that stuck out to me. It says prompt, type image prompt, style hyperrealistic, reference _ image, use true, preserve facial features, true, no face modification, true. So what they're doing is they're uploading a basic photo to begin with, and then saying, okay, just change it to look hyperrealistic, use the reference photo, in other words, reference image, true, preserve facial features, true, and then they're going through and they're saying, change my skin, change chest size, change the outfit, change the nail color, change the lighting, change everything. And I don't have the initial reference photo that she used for this, but this is how somebody can look perfect when it comes to their skin, no wrinkles. It still looks relatively natural. This is all over the place on X. All I did is type in dating profile fix AI. And this is what, there's hundreds of these prompts. It's nuts. It's just nuts. This rave ant says AI edit versus real picture. Taking a selfie after crying, AI fixes. I'm not scared to show what a human really looks like. So this might be a picture where she snaps a picture off and you can see modeled skin. It's very shiny. You can see wrinkles above and below her eyes, around the mouth, things like this. And apparently she'd been crying, and she just snapped AI to fix it up. And it's not even a filter. It can be done after the fact. It fixes her hair. It smooths it out. It recolors the photo. It takes care of the shine on her skin. It gets rid of the bloodshot eyes. It gets rid of the wrinkles around here. Now, here's the thing. If you were to see this person, yes, it looks exactly the same as far as, is this the same person? Yeah, 100%. But women are doing it to make themselves glowed up all of the time so that anything that you see is the best of the best of the best. Then you've now got content creators that are using this to save their failing careers. These OnlyFools content creators and Instagram models, they're using it to take themselves from looking 35 down to 22. Now, they're still in good shape. They still are very curvaceous. They have nice bodies, but they're using the AI to bring them back in time 12 or 13 years because men naturally like women in their early 20s versus the later years. Anyway, they said, and this is a story from 2022, but they refreshed it just at the end of 2025. So this is still a current type story. They have done an update on it. Apparently, they did the story when AI was first coming out, and now that it's improved so much, people can't tell the difference in real or fake anymore. They say being a full-time social media influencer has become one of the most desired career choices for young people all over the globe. An Instagram influencer with over 1 million followers can earn more than $250,000 per post from sponsors. They say a couple of months ago, we were shocked to learn that a model, Olivia Casta, had risen to #1 in our top 25 list. She appeared out of nowhere, and many people began to question whether or not she was a genuine person. So they go through here and they show this Maria Trachjakova, and she's using FaceApp AI teen filters to make her look younger and more beautiful. She's a 35-year-old Russian model, and she's still physically very beautiful. But people are noticing that the photo here on her right translated to the one on her left, and all the markings, all AI is doing is de-aging her. It's leaving the mole by her mouth. It's leaving the mole above her mouth. It's leaving the mole on her shoulder and the ones underneath her collarbone here. Now, here's the model in question. I did have to modify this photo just a little bit because it is a little NSFW, if you know what I'm saying. You can see through her top just a bit. So I'm going to shift this down a little bit so we don't give away all the goodies. But you can see here that this is what her body, she pretty much kept the same. And it's a very nice body. Again, I can't show you here just because of terms of service. But you can see how she's young. She's made herself look from, I'd say maybe a 30 or 32, 34-year-old woman. Apparently she's 35. She's de-aged herself down to where she looks like she's maybe late teens and early 20s. And it's subtle. I mean, it's not over the top, and you can tell that it's the same woman. But she's doing this because she knows men like to look at women that are in their 20s versus near the age of 35, and she's aging out. Now, if we go over to her Instagram, you can see she's here. Now she has 2.8 million followers. This is 3 years later. She has 2.8 million followers, and she has 458 following. Now, she hasn't done any ad deals, it looks like, but what the claim is every one of these photos, it is a real person, and what you're looking at from the neck down, it's a real woman, it's a real photo. It's only fixing the face area. And so when you add this into an AI detector to find out if it's a fake photo or not, the AI doesn't see its watermarks. It isn't able to analyze it because it's just the face. And it says most of the time, it says it's a real photo. And here's some different variations that people found. I guess this first one is when she was testing it a little bit. The second one is what she's kept on Instagram. And here's what she looks like as the 35-year-old model. As some have speculated, the Olivia Casta controversy may well be the work of Maria Trachakova herself. Maria barely has a social media presence despite her stunning looks. She used to be an active model with her own Instagram, but all that's disappeared. Basically, she removed her old content and became the new one. And they continue on. The reality for women these days is that their sexual market value starts dropping when they're 20. Christian Rudder, the co-founder of OkCupid, once looks at their data and said at a talk, from the time you're 22, you'll be less hot than a 20-year-old. If they want to make a career on OnlyFools, they better start early. Modern photo manipulation like FaceApp's filter give women a cheat code that allows them to game the system. Now, they followed up on this story in 2025, and yes, she's blown up. She's got plenty of photos. And when loaded into an AI filter, you can see here, most of the time, it says AI detection likelihood, 99% human. So they are able to fool the systems with just using a filter over the face. Now, when they do it over their whole body, it says, no, this is AI, because there are little watermarks in the images that a lot of times the human eye can't see. But when AI scans the image, it can detect those watermarks in it and tell that it's AI generated. Well, they continue on, and here's another good example, this Diana Dietz, who's become Coconut Kitty. Another example of a woman using filters to enhance her beauty and de-age herself is Diana Dietz. She gained a massive popularity on Only Fools as Coconut Kitty. Contrary to Olivia Costa, Diane Dietz is not making a secret out of her identity and is purposefully leaving her old photos online. She told this in an interview to Rolling Stone in 2021. From a financial perspective, Diana made a really good decision with a monthly subscription cost of $11 and over 10,000 subscribers. She's earning a lot of money. And here you can see on the right, or I guess as you're watching this on the left, you can see what she naturally looks like. And again, for her age, she's still got a rockin' body. And in both photos, it's her real body. But on the right, she's changed the image to give her the face of a 19 or a 20-year-old woman versus the 30-something that she is. And guys look and they say, well, you know what? She's maybe got a little bit of plastic in her body, but she's got that youthful face. She's got a slamming, whether it's got silicone or whatever else in it to keep it looking slamming. She's got the good body, and it's earning her a ton of money, even though she's made it not secret what she's doing, which just goes to tell you that men and simps and fools will always be parted with their money. Now, the sad part is that in 2023, Diana Dietz took her own life in February, and she made a message on Instagram of, I guess, maybe her fans or her family, what happened to her, but she took herself out. So the before and afters are pretty incredible. Now, this is the photo of that Maria Trechakova. I don't know why I'm having so much hard time pronouncing that darn name. Trechakova. This is what she looks like in real life. So she's a pretty woman. She doesn't need to de-age herself, but because of the de-aging, they're getting more views and more popularity. Now, before we get to the Olympic thing, I'm not going to bury that too much further here. There is something else I want to talk about. This was an article written by Murray Hill Guy, where he became a Madison on Hinge for 72 hours. And he used his friend, Mads Campbell, which is another person on X. Let me open the link in a new tab here. He used her photo, which you can see right here, and he posted this on social media. He used this as, and she knew what was happening. He wasn't doing this against her will or anything. And he posted her photo, and he ran a little dating experiment. We've seen these before, but he wasn't like the bad boy Chad with all the women contacting him. He just took a photo of this gal, this Mads Campbell, loaded it up, and set up a dating profile. And he goes and he says within 24 hours, he said this Madison profile had more likes than most men will receive in their lifetimes. She went live on Hinge around 10 a.m. By the time he checked the app that afternoon, he had 1,500 plus likes in 24 hours, hundreds of messages, hundreds of roses from men trying to stand out. And then he said, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to make her overweight. So he made her overweight, and then he ran it, with her 50 to 100 pounds heavier. But at this point, he'd got kicked off Hinge. He wasn't allowed to be on Hinge anymore because someone reported him because he was doing this in a series of posts on X, and some butthurt feminist probably called and got him kicked off. So he did this portion. He did this experiment as her as a 50 or 100 pound heavier, same face. He ran it through AI, I guess. And he did this on Field, and she got 500 likes in 24 hours. Then he put her on non-Jewish. He took non-Jewish Madison and put her on J-Date, which is for Jewish people only. And it says, I'm willing to convert. I'm not Jewish, but I'm looking for my Jewish king. And same thing, thousands of likes, thousands of interactions. And he came to the result. The women are getting all the choices. They're trying to filter out good guys from bad guys. They get over inundated. They have so many choices. You've got a 1 in 15,000 chance of getting noticed. And on the guy's side, crickets, nothing. Spending all your time swiping and swiping and swiping with no results. And in the end of the day, the women feel like they're rulers of the world. They've got too many choices, and it inflates their ego to the stratosphere. And for the men, they feel bad about themselves. They feel unloved, unwanted, undesirable, and it sends them into a tailspin. I've done plenty of videos on this, but please, guys, please get off the dating apps. Okay, so here's our last segment, little thing I'll talk about. Gone in 72 hours, the Winter Olympic Village runs out of protection. 10,000 packs of these things were used in 3 days. So if you think about it, there's 3,000 people in the Olympic Village. They actually have it. They break it down. And so let me just read this, because this is such a black pill. All these people are not single. Like, you know that the people going to the Olympic Village are not single. A lot of them are good. I mean, all of them are athletes, obviously. The best of the world and the best in the world athletes. You know they're in relationships. Many of them are in relationships. So when you start breaking down the math, you realize this is like everybody's cheating. Everybody's sleeping with everybody. And it's just another way to feel bad about yourself, that you're never going to find somebody that actually has morals or doesn't have a high body count or sleep around or cheat. It's just another example why this just doesn't exist anymore. They say the free protection for the competitors in the Winter Olympics in Milano Cortina have run out within a record-breaking 3 days, according to La Stampa. Around 3,000 athletes are competing at the Winter Olympics, and they said that Cortina has run short within just 72 hours. The supplies ran out in just 3 days, an anonymous athlete told the Italian newspaper. They promised us more will arrive, but who knows when. I think they said in this article there's 3,000 athletes, but 1,500, yes, there's 2,900 athletes. According to reports, with nearly 1,500 male athletes present, the 10,000 pack supply equated to roughly 7 uses of protection per person in just 72 hours. 7 times. Now, that either means that, and that's half, right? So half the athletes. So if you just pictured in your mind, there's 3,000 athletes. Half of them are male. That means the men used 7 per dude in 72 hours or 3 days. 7 per dude. Now, that's accounting for all the men. What if you took the men that had relationships out? What if you took the women that had relationships out? What if you took the people that had relationships out? Are you going to tell me you went through 10,000 of these and only 1,000 guys, or maybe 500 or 750 guys or women that were single? That they'd be doing it like 10 or 12 times in 3 days. Now, when you're a young person, that is a possibility. I'm not going to be wrong, especially if you have multiple different people you're doing it with. It can be a very exciting moment in your life. So it's not hard for these young, very healthy athletes to rise to the occasion to do this. But in my opinion, and this is just me guessing, but I have the feeling, I know what young people are like today. I don't know what it's like to be an athlete. If I'm just being honest, but I know what young people are like today. I have a feeling is everybody is doing everybody constantly there. Married people, if their spouses aren't with them, single people, people in relationships. Hey, I'm only at the Olympics once. How many other times are you going to have the opportunity to sleep with all these other very famous athletes that are also athletic and very good looking? And I think everybody's sleeping with everybody. And that's how you have 1,500 men go through 10,000 of these in 3 days. It's a very bitter black pill, because I know that there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people, both men and women, that are getting cheated on right now in the Olympic Village, that many of these guys and women are being with multiple people all together, all over the place. And it's just sad. It's just a very telling place where we are in society today, where you can 1,500 people can go through 7 or 8 times in just 3 days, and they're mad about it. And then from today's news, the Winter Olympics news, as protection is being sold for $124 each due to the shortage. Do you know what else I know? I hate to say this too, but I also know this. Not everybody's wearing protection. You know, American women overwhelmingly are given protection. They're given birth control when they turn 15, 16, 17, not only to keep them from getting pregnant, but also because they're told it helps with acne and it helps with other hormonal issues. And I don't remember what the percentage was, but it was something like 60 or 70 or 80%. It's a very high percentage of young women, at least from the United States, are taking things. So even if this runs out, yeah, there's probably going to be a couple people that are willing to pay 124. But now, are they just all raw dogging it? Are they just like, you know what, we'll be fine. You know, if she's on something, I'll pray and spray and all this other stuff. And now they say they're selling them for $100 a pop. I don't know. This is just it doesn't break my heart. It breaks my hope in humanity. We've just reached such a point where, look, I get it. When you're younger, I had my dalliances as a young man. You know, I had girlfriends in high school. Yes, there were a couple of occasions that I had very short-term flings and things, but they were very few and far between. You know, most of us in high school, I think, may have had 2 or 3 girlfriends, maybe 1 or 2 of which you were able to sleep with somebody. Maybe other people back in the day had 3 or 4 or 5, but more than that. And it was real easy to get a bad reputation. As a dude, you were a player, and girls would not go out with you. They wouldn't trust you enough. Well, the good girls wouldn't. The bad girls would go out with you. But the bad girls were just known for being bad just as much, and they had reputations, even for just a couple of flings. So you did have to be careful. You weren't just as crazy as people are today. And now they're all over the place. And I just, it's not even, I guess I don't even have a problem that they're all hooking up with each other. I get it. You're all young and healthy and athletic, and you got a lot of stamina, and you're around a bunch of other people with low body counts and very firm, beautiful bodies. Like, I get that. I guess it just black pills me so bad because there are so many people getting cheated on right now that are sitting at home cheering on their loved one that are at the Olympics, watching them participate and chase their dreams, maybe get a medal out of it. Very excited. Just, oh, I'm so excited for my wife or my husband or my boyfriend or my girlfriend. They're doing great over there. And I mean, in the meantime, they're getting folded up 7 ways from Sunday by 4 or 5 or 6 different people because, I don't know, because they're in the Olympic Village. It's just a very grim. Well, I guess maybe it's a good thing I'm boycotting the Olympics and not watching. It just make me feel bad. But what are you going to do about it? Modernity and all its privileges, I guess. It's good to be the young people, but it's also bad to be dating them. That's where we are now, I guess. Guys, if you like my work, make sure to join me over on betterbachelor.locals.com, or for those of you on YouTube, at least get over to Rumble. The channel is Odd Man Out. Because I also do news stories over there. Anyway, come on over, join us. Great community of like-minded guys. You can sign up for free. Doesn't cost you anything. You can check out the forums, check out the topics we're talking about, and you can see the live streams that I've done in the past. And then if you say, hey, you know something, I kind of like this, I dig this, I want to be a part of this community where I can post and share things and join some of the live streams that I do for supporters only, it's $5 a month, which is literally less than a crappy cup of coffee from Starbucks. So come on over, join us today. I think you'll appreciate it. Enjoy the members-only live streams that I do. It's a good time. It's a good community. So come on over, check it out, and you won't regret it.